Hello everyone. I know we're waiting on a couple more people, but I'll just go ahead and start us off. I'd like to be the first to welcome you all to the 2025 Key Club International Global Engagement Rally. My name is Luna Alawad, and I serve as your International Vice President this year. As Vice President, I chair our Global Relations Committee, and we've been planning for this event nonstop.
Recording in progress.
And for months since we've met back in July, we truly hope you all really enjoy this. Now, the International Board is currently in Indianapolis for our International Board meeting, and we're so excited to be with you all today. To start off, this year we have 1,800 members registered from 13 different countries for the Global Engagement Rally, so we're so excited to have more join us today. This year, the Global Engagement Rally specifically focuses on advocacy, with our main theme being bridges across borders. We will be talking about advocacy changes and movement that youth like you can make in your communities. With that said, today you will get to hear from informative speakers and learn about the difference that you can make. Get excited to meet Key Club members from across the world and build your bridges across borders. Hopefully, by the end of this event, you will leave with the true key to impact and new connections of a lifetime. Remember, the district with the highest percent of attendees will receive a shout out on our Key Club International social media and extra points towards the Distinguished District Award. So make sure to stay till the end of the rally to be counted as an attendee. Now I'm going to pass it off to International Trustee Salsabil Eldeep to go over our code of conduct.
Hello, everyone. My name is Salsabil Deeb, the Key Club International Trustee from the Florida District. Like Luna said, I'm going to be going over the Code of Conduct, which is Key Club professional behavior. First, language. This is a celebration. Name-calling, bullying, or vulgar language will not be permitted. Conduct. Any behavior or conduct that is inappropriate will also not be permitted. Video. Appropriate clothing must always be worn and avoid disturbing movements in the background and keep it safe. Key Club merch is always the safest route. Finally, the use of alcohol, tobacco, and drugs is not permitted in virtual meetings. We expect you all to follow this code of conduct throughout the event. And now I will pass it on to President Isabella for her president welcome.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabella Baldessari from the Pacific Northwest District, and I'm honored to serve as your International President for the 2025-2026 term. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the 2025 Key Club International Global Engagement Rally. Today, we're celebrating what makes our organization truly unique, our ability to unite service, culture, and leadership across borders. As we connect from every corner of the world, I want to remind you that this rally is a chance to learn, to share ideas, and to build bridges that strengthen the Key Club movement everywhere. A special thanks to my Vice President, Luna Alawad, and the GER Committee for bringing this year's Global Engagement Rally to life. Now, let's make it one to remember. I will now pass it on to Trustee Izzy Malley to introduce our speaker for the day.
Hello, everyone. My name is Izzy Maley, and I'm the International Trustee from the Capital District. This year, our Global Engagement Rally is Key Club alumnus and Indiana State Representative Carey Hamilton. Carey was first elected to the Indiana House of Representatives in 2016 to represent Indiana House District 87. Hamilton is a member of the House Utilities, Energy and Telecommunications, and Road Transportation Committees. She is also a member of the Sanctuary Committee on Ethics and is founder and co-chair of the bipartisan Indiana Legislative Trails Caucus. We are so excited to have her here with us. I will now pass it on to Carey Hamilton.
Thank you so much, Izzy. Friends around the globe, this is so exciting to join you this morning as a senior alum of Key Club. I have such admiration, respect, and joyful memories of the work that you're doing. So thanks for having me today. I'll kind of share my little backstory with Key Club. The year was 1985. So back in the day, when I was a freshman in high school, a dear friend of mine reached out and asked me to a Key Club meeting, very, very beginning of high school. And I joined her and I was hooked. she was blessed to come from a Kiwanis family. So she knew what she was asking me to get involved in and was excited. And from day one, it was my eye-opening to servant leadership, to service work. And I have an incredibly powerful memory. I'm turning on my reminder. Someone, if I'm getting close to time, let me know, okay? Um, uh, Going to, with the Key Club group that I was newly involved with, going to a nursing home in our community and having organized time with seniors and just having so many rich experiences and conversations. Um, it was an eye-opening moment for me. Again, it hadn't been part of my life up until that point. And so throughout high school, that work led me to, for the first time in my life, discover my leadership skills and to dive into issues I cared about, and that led me to leadership opportunities. Um, Now, I will share also, when I was in college, I flailed a bit. I was working my way through college, so I was busy, didn't have time for service work, and I went to a college, started at a college out of state, so it was a different community. I wasn't plugged into that community, and couldn't figure out what I wanted to study. But lucky for me, towards the end of my college years, when I really had to figure it out, I discovered my passion for the environment and human health and the connections between environmental health and human health in particular. And that led me to a career in public service. Um, so I was very blessed right out of college to get a job in state government here in Indiana and worked on air quality issues and later on pollution prevention and energy efficiency. I've worked on climate change. I've worked on recycling, reuse, the circular economy. That was a big chunk of my career up until serving in the legislature. And it's been incredibly rewarding. And I look forward to a few more decades of service work in my life. I don't know exactly what that will look like, but I look forward to it. Um, some of the things I have learned along the way from experiences I want to share. First of all, I'll tell you about one thing I believe is that we have to take calculated risks in life. We don't take every risk, but we weigh the calculation, the costs and benefits, and move forward when we think it makes sense. And the first big risk I took in life was quitting that first job out of college. I had 2 wonderful years in state government, and I'd developed financial independence, which means I lived very simply. And I decided to quit my job to hike the Appalachian Trail. So I hiked from Georgia to Maine when I was 25 years old by myself. I wasn't quite sure what drove me to do that. The quick backstory is I'd never even heard of the Appalachian Trail until a year before. I hadn't done much hiking in my life. I'd done 0 overnight camping in my life. But I learned from a mentor, a woman who'd become a mentor in my community, that it was something I could do. And I learned about the incredible opportunities in the outdoors and the beautiful vistas and the physical and emotional and mental challenges that I would be exposed to. And something in my heart said, that will be good for me. Along the way, one of the most important lessons I learned, and this was probably started to sink in about 5 months into what was an incredible, wonderful, but also challenging and stressful and difficult experience, was that it was okay to rely on people. And this is something I didn't realize I needed to learn, but it came out during that hike that I'd had, as many of us do in our lives, various trauma and folks close to me that I couldn't rely on in my life up until that point. And so I had become a very independent person. And in that way, I had also sort of closed off my heart. And on the Appalachian Trail, I realized that that's not the way I wanted to live. That wouldn't be good for me. That's not good for human beings. And began to, in a safe way, open myself back up to deep relationships and trusting people. So it wasn't what I at all expected on in that experience, but it was an incredible learning in my journey as a human. We journey and have different values that we learn that help our careers and our personal lives, and it's all important. And that was a big personal learning for me that I hadn't at all expected. But all along, I knew that I was passionate about people and issues, whether it was environmental issues. As I was involved in public policy over the years, I realized there were many issues that I cared about. I was a public policy person. Um, so that led to ultimately to my legislative career. But in the interim, I want to share another scary risk I took was quitting my next great, exciting, fulfilling job in public service to move across the country with my future husband. So leaving a good job for a place where I didn't have a job. I just bought a little house in downtown Indianapolis, which was an incredible, something I was so proud of. And I sold that little house and moved across the country with my husband because I wanted a family. And I was willing, I determined and I loved him. But I determined that I was going to risk my life of service in order to do this because it was equally important to me. And of course, along the way, I learned that we can do more things than one thing in our lives. And that's something that women in particular are often challenged with. And more, it's all people. We understand that we need both parents involved in families as that's possible. And that we also, when we desire fulfilling careers out of the house, that's a good thing for families if they can afford to do that. And that's something that I've been working on in public policy as well, to make sure families can thrive in whatever scenario makes sense for them. I also want to share a few other just kind of learnings along the way that have helped me, in particular in my service work and career. One is, and you all are doing this, and I want it to stick with you, and that's showing up, right? You're here, which means you're doing this in your life as young people. And in stages, it can get more challenging, balancing things, but as much as you can show up and meet and connect with other people for opportunities, that leads to more opportunity and richness in your lives. And I'll say for me, when it was, spending an extra hour after work, stopping by a reception for a nonprofit organization and meeting new people, I didn't always want to do that, but it was almost always worthwhile. And it's led to so many good opportunities in my life, both personally and professionally. And that goes along with saying yes. Now, over time, you can't always say yes, but when that moment hits that you have to slow down. But until then, say yes to different opportunities, explore and grow. If it doesn't feel like maybe it's in your wheelhouse, maybe just at least explore it. My pride in my career is the fact that because I learned and grew and evolved and worked on different things over time. And that has given me so much fulfillment in life. And it was because I was willing to step outside of my comfort zone time and again, and learn and grow. Learning, growing. Do that. One other thing as a leader that I think is really important and has helped me be successful as I've led organizations, and now I lead the caucus that I serve in the legislature as caucus chair, is surrounding yourself with smart people and knowing that you're not going to know everything, and being humble and wise about that. I think I'm running out of time. No one's cut me off. So let me sort of speed up these last 3 points I want to share, and then I think we're going to open it up for questions. This relates to a previous point I made, and it's about pushing myself, but also pushing yourselves, but also giving yourselves grace. Don't be too hard on yourself. Work hard, do good, and then take care of yourself always, and be kind to yourself. That's not always been easy for me, but I've certainly learned that. And the sooner you learn that, the better that will be for you, both to be a happy human being and a person who can give as much as you can to the world. I also learned that I'm a coalition builder, and that serves me well now. And it gets to our theme of bridges across borders. That theme for me in my life is more about bridges across the partisan divide. And I am working as hard as I can every day, both to be a leader in my partisan caucus, but also to build bridges across the aisle, because I think that is critical to us healing, certainly in the United States. And I think that's true in any country that's expressing or living through great divides. And that's too many of our countries right now. With that, I'm just so glad to be here, and I look forward to some questions.
Thank you so much, Carey. It's amazing to see how a Key Club alumnus can continue to use your Key Club lessons in the future. So just to jump right into our workshops, our event today is structured into 2 workshop blocks with a total of 4 workshops within each block. Each workshop block will last about 15 minutes and we'll have presenters from all around the world. So for the next 40 minutes, we're going to open up breakout rooms with the name of each workshop. Now, if you have trouble joining a breakout room, please let us know which one you would like to join in the chat and we can manually put it in. So in the first workshop block, your options are From Yacht to the World, Raising Voices and Building Bridges, Aura Farming 101, Recruitment, Recognition, and Retention, and then From Awareness to Action, Ending Hunger Through Loves. I'm going to move on to our next speaker. Texas-Oklahoma District Trustee Maya Amanova is going to talk a little bit about the 2026 Key Club International Convention.
All right. Hello, Key Clubbers. My name is Maya Amanova. I am the International Trustee for the Texas-Oklahoma District. And I hope that everyone has had an amazing time this year at this year's Global Engagement Rally. And guess what? The excitement doesn't stop here. I'm also here with Lieutenant Governor from the Texas-Oklahoma District, Tien Nguyen. So, Tien, whenever you're ready.
Hello, Key Club. My name is Tia Nguyen, a Lieutenant Governor from Texas, Oklahoma, and this July we're inviting you to the 2026 Key Club International Convention in Dallas, Texas. This year's convention is unlike any in the past. We are celebrating the 101st year of Key Club, and together we'll be building a foundation for the next century of service.
Yes, so at ICON, you'll meet Key Clubbers from around the world, vote on the next international board, and attend workshops that help you grow your leadership skills. Mark your calendars, stay tuned for more updates, and feel free to reach out with any questions. Thank you.
Now we're going to have Harshini Asakumar, our ICON chair, talk a little bit about the international convention as well.
Thank you. So the International Convention theme is Lone Star Leadership, where we will be celebrating your dedication to service and leadership this year and all of your accomplishments. More information will be coming soon, but get ready for unforgettable experiences, making meaningful connections with Key Clubbers across the world, and opportunities to shine as we honor the incredible impact you've made. Stay tuned. This is going to be a celebration you won't want to miss. We can't wait to see you all there. I will now pass it on to International Trustee Alyssa Williams to announce an exciting update on our international partners.
Thank you, Harshini. It is thrilling to say that we have our 5th partner as of this year. During ICON 2025, it was announced that the Nature Conservancy is officially working with Key Club International. Throughout the rest of the new partnership and the rest of the year, information will begin to roll out about what type of service and education is to come. The Nature Conservancy works globally to lead community-based conservation efforts in over 80 countries, working with scientists and everyday volunteers alike. It is fresh, new, and exciting to be focusing on environmental service with them, and we cannot wait to get your input and see the new projects to come. If you have questions, please reach out. I will now pass it over to International Trustee Grace Nelson to tell us about the Global Leadership Certificate.
All right, thank you, Alyssa. I'm Grace Nelson. I'm the chair of the Programs and Partners Committee and an international trustee.
Hi everyone, I'm Izzy Maley, an international trustee and member on the Programs and Partners Committee.
And I'm Akari Ling, a trustee on the Programs and Partners Committee.
Together, alongside Kiwanis staff, we help to lead the Global Leadership Certificate Program. As we wrap up our 100th year of Key Club, we are celebrating the completion of almost 100,000 Global Leadership Certificate courses completed.
The Global Leadership Certificate, or GLC, is a Key Club international program offering a series of lessons, videos, and assessments that help you learn to level up your leadership skills.
Through 40 course offerings, you will learn everything from building meaningful relationships to understanding your own bias to even tips on getting members engaged. The Global Leadership Certificate is sure to have something for you.
The GLC allows you to work at your own pace and learn in a way that is easiest for you. Once completing the course, you will open a whole new level of opportunities.
Some of these opportunities include the GLC Masterclass at International Convention. This series of workshops allows you to level up your service and leadership journey to new heights.
Get ready to join the race and win amazing prizes. From international convention stipends to Key Club swag bags and even exclusive meet and greets with icon keynote speakers, you don't want to miss out.
Check out keyclub.org/GLC for more information. To access the GLC, you will use your Kiwanis Engage account and member ID. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, Izzy, McCarty, or Melissa McMahon. I will now pass it over to Luna to give our award.
Thank you, Grace. Now for the time you've all been waiting for. This year, the Global Engagement Rally has 1,800 registers. We truly appreciate your participation in this amazing rally. We hope you learned so much about building bridges across borders and that you got the opportunity to talk and learn from leaders from around the world. Now, I will pass it over to International President Isabella Baldessari to award our district.
Thank you all for attending. This has been an amazing rally. Now, the district with the highest percentage of registrants is the Jamaica district. You will find out the district with the highest percentage of attendees after the meeting. So keep an eye out for the iBoard Instagram page for your shout out. Whoever wins will have extra points towards the brand new Distinguished District Award. Thank you all for attending the Global Engagement Rally. Now I'm sending it over to Vice President Luna Alawad to take us home.
Thank you all for attending the Global Engagement Rally again. The iBoard is always here to support you, so you can always contact us with any questions. And thank you for attending. We truly appreciate it.